Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Buying gold. The easiest and hardest ways to buy. Let's explore. When you think of gold, most, especially if you've been stacking silver for quite some time, most see gold as unattainable. Don't even try to even think about buying it because it's just way above their pay scale. And I can understand that. And these two pieces of gold that you see before you here represent the easiest and hardest ways to buy gold. When most people think of gold, they think of, well, a $20 gold piece, something that's very expensive and has somewhat of a premium to it. Although this doesn't actually have the highest premium that you could find in a gold coin, especially these days. But nonetheless, there is a premium tied to it. And if you get a nice quality example, well, you can pay a pretty large amount for it. I did not do that with this coin. And I'll talk a little bit about this coin later in the video. But let's talk a little bit about difficulty in buying gold. Saving up to buy an ounce of gold is no easy task. It takes a lot of dedication, budgeting, perseverance, and persistence, and patience. The 3 P's: patience, persistence, and perseverance. Say that 3 times fast. And nonetheless, I believe it's something that we should all attain to do as stackers of bullion products, because most 1 ounce bullion coins do have a premium that's a little hard to swallow when you think of it in terms of each coin, or bar in some cases. For instance, 1 ounce of gold may have a $90 premium to it, which is actually very good. But when you just think of the premium in and of itself, $90, that's a couple ounces of silver right there. But when you think about it in terms of the percentage above an ounce per spot for gold, it's a deal, especially compared to silver. You have to change a little bit of your mode of thinking when you buy a coin like this. And then you have the premium on top of it. This one has a substantial premium because it is a relatively nice St. Gaudens double eagle. It's one that I bought just as much for the beauty of the coin as it's in a mint state. And in fact, I even considered getting it graded, but I decided against it. I may talk about that in a separate video, but I digress. This coin, because of the historical value and because of the premiums of them have started rising a bit again, it's one that I kind of wanted for the collection, but also to kind of stay in line with my goals for the year. And but it is difficult to do. This coin is a St. Gaudens double eagle coin. It has a weight of 33.431 grams, which is over 1 ounce. It's over 1 troy ounce of metal in this coin. Yea, though, the actual gold content is 0.9675 troy ounces. So it's under an ounce of gold. This is it is a 90% gold coin. And so because of that, because of its purity being less than 999, that's what circulated coins were, to give them some strength because it was meant for circulation. It's a beautiful thing about it, a coin like this, is it's beautiful and it was meant to circulate. Although this coin here really did not enter circulation. But you will pay a premium for coins like this. And so therefore, holding it is and buying it is quite difficult for most people. In fact, I would make the argument that those who buy gold regularly, it's tough to swallow this amount of money, especially in this day and age here in 2021, when the gold price is upwards of, $1,700 plus an ounce, $1,750 or what have you. The prices are quite high for an ounce of gold. But nonetheless, you add a lot of weight for a very low premium when you take into account the weight and the price. But a gold coin like this with a higher premium makes it even more difficult to swallow. It's basically for collectors. Now, that's the toughest way to buy gold. It's very hard. The easiest way to buy gold is buying a gold coin like this. I've actually done a video about it, how these coins in particular, this type of coin here in particular, is the easiest way to buy gold. Let me preach on it a bit here. What you're looking at here is a 2.5 pesos gold coin. It looks larger than it is. This coin is actually only weighs 0.0603 of a troy ounce of 90% gold, but it only weighs 0.0603. So it's the Mexican gold 2.5 pesos. And as of the recording of this video, it has just over $107 worth of gold in it. So it has the same content of gold, but these things are restrikes made by the Mexican government, issued. And I don't know when this coin was minted because there's only one date on them. 1945 for these restrikes that you see out there. But it's a beautiful coin. It's very thin. If you look at the edge, it's a very thin coin, and it weighs much less than 1/10 of an ounce, just over 1/20th of an ounce actually, when you consider that. But it has a very low premium. So though this coin has $107 worth of gold in it, I paid not much over that in spot price for it. Essentially, I paid about $120 for it. And $120 is easy to swallow, and for a very, very tiny, but yet gold coin, recognizable gold coin. And in fact, if that was too much for you, if that coin was too much for you, there's another example which I don't have here with me because these are recent purchases that I just accumulated from my LCS. But if you wanted something that was even smaller, you could get the Mexican gold 2 pesos coin, 2 pesos, that you can see here. It says on this size, 2.5, which means 2.5 pesos. And the 2 pesos coin is just under 1/20th of an ounce. It's 0.0482. And again, it's a very low premium gold coin. And that gold coin has about $86 worth of gold in it. And you could probably get it for $90, $90 or $95, or under $100 more than likely, or maybe $100. So essentially, you can get a recognizable gold coin for under $100. And how many silver stackers out there will pay, $100 for silver in one order? Many of them will do it. Now, the easiest way to buy gold is to get low premium, very small fractional gold. That's the easiest way. But keep in mind, when you buy a gold coin like this, it's very tiny, easy to lose. Best to get in a little capsule into something into a size that makes it a little bit more difficult to misplace. In fact, if you look at the size of that capsule and compare it, let's say, to a silver $50, you can see that capsule is about the size of a silver $50. So when you have a silver $50, it's like, you're less likely to lose something like that if you have it in a capsule. So there you have it, folks. The easiest and hardest ways to buy gold. And by the way, I should have said this at the very beginning, because I know some people will say, well, Sal, what do you mean by hardest and easiest? I'm talking about the easiest on your pocketbook and the hardest on your pocketbook. Easiest to liquidate in terms of just calculating the spot price and premiums or lack thereof when you go to sell them for something like this, whereas this coin has a much more subjective value to it. In other words, somebody may see this and say, well, you know what, that thing, one dealer may say, this thing might be a 64, an MS-64, And while another dealer may say, well, yeah, there's some marks and stuff on the devices of the coin, and so I would give it a 62 or maybe a 63. So they may pay you less than some other dealer would because of how they interpret the luster and the design of the coin. So much more difficult in a case like this. Both beautiful coins, both gold, but there is a cheap and easy way to buy it as opposed to a hard way to buy gold. So for all you silver stackers out there who have been afraid to get into gold, I hope this will encourage you to branch out a little bit, diversify into the shiny yellow metal. It's fun. It's nice to have a little bit of gold in the stack. And this is a great way to do it. So I bought these two coins here. I made a purchase of these coins with something in mind here that I've been pretty consistent on this year in part of my goals. I've only swayed a few times in this, only a few times for some notable exceptions. But if we take this coin here, let me just go up and calculate this again here, because we're going to calculate the weight of both of these here. It is here, just a moment, 0.9675 plus, let me do it here, I'm doing the math, and I'm not doing it on my head, I'm doing it on a calculator, plus 0.0603. That's 1.0278 ounces. So I got over an ounce right here of pure gold, although 90% gold, they weigh more than an ounce. So there you have it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. The easiest and hardest ways to buy gold. Hope you enjoyed this video. I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.